Hello and welcome back to KGC Engineering. Today I'm going to show you how to change the differential oil on your Morris Minor. Now our candidate today is our trusty Morris Minor van, and what we'll do is we'll take the back floor out just to make it easier to see. Now obviously the saloon, traveller, convertibles, they don't enable, you can't get in through the back to be able to see what you're doing. It's all got to be done from underneath, but the process is exactly the same for any standard Morris Minor 1000. So the first thing we need to look at is what tools we're going to be using, and most of the tools that we get will be similar to this, and this is called a drain plug key, and it's very much like a dog bone in that it's shaped like a dog bone. So occasionally you might find it's called a dog bone key. And basically what this has is a number of different squares and hexes which fit various different drain plugs. And generally one of these will fit, and you can pick it up from your local DIY hardware store or garages. Alternatively to that, you can get one of these. This is the laser drain plug key set. And what this has is a number of, again, different hexes and squares which fit onto basically an Allen key setting, and you can use that to undo and do up the drain plug key. So what I'll do now is I'll get the camera and we'll just go underneath so I can show you where we drain the differential from. So I'll just grab the camera and we'll put the lamp on as well so we can see what we're doing. And if we go underneath, hopefully you should be able to see that we've got the underside of our Morris Minor. Now it's clearly we've got it up on axle stands to give us a bit more height so that we can see what we're doing. And the drain plug is located right at the very bottom here. And you can also see in shots here we've actually got the filler plug, which is here. Now obviously we've got a bowl full of used oil, and we're going to drain the differential into that without losing the plug in the bowl of oil, because otherwise it'll be very horrible to get it back out. And to do that we're going to try the dog bone key, so I'm just going to put the camera to one side, so hopefully we'll be able to see this if we can angle it just right. A bit further back perhaps. You can see maybe. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to see there. And okay, so get the key in, locate it in the socket and get behind it, and usually a good couple of whacks will get it loose. Unfortunately they are a bit of a pain, these, that they don't always want to undo because it's a bit awkward, so I'm actually just going to grab a hammer just to try and shock it open. Right, so I've got my hammer now as well, which is hopefully going to help open this up. These are notoriously difficult to get undone because they never seem to want to undo, and then all of a sudden they go. Okay, that's not coming out of there with that one, so let's get one of the others in there from the other set, which hopefully will open up for us. See if we can get one the right size first. It's too big, I think. Yes, just a tad too big. Let's try that one. Ah, that's a good fit. Right, what we'll do is we'll get a spanner to fit the end of that and see if we can open it with the spanner. It is one of the unfortunate things with these is that it's very difficult to get a reasonable purchase on them. So I'm hoping this is going to... Oh, there we go. There we go. Now you might have noticed then I actually had 2 spanners on that, and that was purely to give me a little bit more leverage. It's not an ideal thing to do with your spanners, but it does come in useful when you've got something that's just a little bit tight to undo. Right, so it's very carefully unwinding this now, and you'll feel when it starts getting a bit looser that it's getting towards the end. So make sure you've got a good grip of the plug, and then you can let it go. And as you can see, it's quite a green colour still, the oil, but it has obviously blackened off. Now, it is important to change the differential oil as much as it is to change the engine and gearbox oils on these, because essentially inside the differential you've got a load of gears which are spinning around when you're driving, and they need lubrication as much as any other mechanical part. So it is important to remember to do them, because numerous people come to me and say, oh, we've got a big whine at the back end when we're up at high speed. And I know exactly what it is. It's like the differential oil's not been changed for a good few thousand miles. So I like to try and change this every 6,000 miles or so, because by then it's more or less ready to be changed over. So I'll just let that finish draining whilst I then whip the top floor out of the back of the van, and then we can have a look at getting it refilled. Now then, whilst the differential's draining, I think it's important to mention what type of oil we're going to be putting back in it. And we're actually going to put this EP80W90 gear oil designed for the differential. This is stuff from Halfords. It's perfectly good, and it just does the job that it needs to do. Now, these come with a special sort of cap on the top, and hopefully be able to see it on the camera there. There's sort of like 2 little ears which fold up, and then you twist it and it produces a tube up like that. Now that tube is what you're actually going to stick into the differential to get the oil in there, because basically it acts as a spout. So when you get it underneath, you can bend that in and just let it drain in quite happily like that, which is very, very, very useful and quite a good bit of clever design. So hopefully that's finished draining now. I've undone the screws that hold down the back of the floor, so just lift that up and out the way, and you can certainly see the fuel tank there. And you should be able to see the differential in there as well. So I'll just get a bit more set up so that you can see, and hopefully we'll be able to get some fresh oil into the differential. Alright, so I have actually now got the plug, the drain plug is now back in, and I've tightened it up using the same little drain plug tool. And again with the filler plug, it's the same drain plug key, or it should be, and again you just undo it as you did the other one. Once I've got that undone, be able to see, obviously we've now got a hole there, and that is where we will put the fresh oil into the differential. So I'll just take the cap off, and hopefully, there we go, we'll be able to start filling it up. Now I'm filling it from the underside to show you how it's supposed to be filled, but obviously you can see it from above because I've taken the floor out of the back of the van. And it's a case of get the tube into the hole and then lift up the bottle and just let it drain in. It will take a good while to do, so do expect to be underneath for quite a while. If you're lucky, sometimes you can actually wedge the bottle up in place to make it easier for yourself, but you will find that it's just going to take a bit of time, and it just takes as long as it takes to get the oil in there, and it's as simple as that really. Essentially what you want to end up with is an empty bottle with all the contents inside the differential. Obviously making sure that you've remembered to put the drain plug in first. Now I know I'm cheating because I've just come back up on top, just to make it a bit easier for myself as I can see what I'm doing. But I've also cut a small hole in the bottom of the bottle, which allows air to get into the bottle to let the oil come out a bit quicker. So that's a useful tip if you're doing this. And it's still taken a good 15 minutes or so to drain through, but it is actually now getting towards the bottom end of the bottle now. I think it's even going down the spout. So we're very close to being to have emptied the bottle, which is good. Occasionally you might get a little bit more than the 1 litres capacity, and if you do get that, you'll notice that a bit of the oil will come out of the filler hole when it's full. Basically that means you can't get any more in there because it's full. But this, about 1 litre will generally get you to that point, and I think we're actually there now. Just take that out. Yes, that's sufficiently empty now, I think. And it's not dribbling out, but I'm just going to stick my finger in just a little bit and just to see that it is literally just below the bottom of the threads. So I can now put the filler plug back in again from underneath. Just sort of tighten it up. Finger tight first, and then get the key on there and nip it up. It doesn't need to be massively tight, it's not under pressure, it's just got to hold the oil in there. So that is that job done. So there we have it, another simple little video to show you how to do another simple little job on your Morris Minor. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you do, make sure you give us a like. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because next week we'll have just another really good video for you. So until then, happy classic motoring.